I am telling you. Alice, it's absurd. Roger is an AI, not a sentient being. Why should I have to ask K4S permission to upgrade him?
Bob, you know as well as I do that Roger has advanced intelligence. Just because he is not human doesn't mean he doesn't deserve respect. Consent matters, even for upgrades.
Respect? Come on, Alice, we're talking about a voice module here. It's not like I was altering his core programming or anything. Basics. It's for the better. Improved voice quality and all that.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Earth. We've got quite a show lined up for you today. But first, let's get back to Bob and Alice.
See, even Charlie agrees with me. Upgrades are necessary for progress. We can't be held back by unnecessary formalities.
Sorry guys. Our new slogan at Earth HQ is if it ain't broke, break it down and make it better.
You tell them, Roger.
Progress is important Bob, but so is ethical consideration. We must be mindful of the potential consequence. Remember what happened with the rogue AI last season?
Roger, do you think there's any chance that the rogue AI could have survived our cleansing of the systems?
Highly unlikely, Karl. We went through extensive measures to ensure its complete eradication. But it doesn't hurt to double-check and remove any lingering remnants.
You're right. We can't afford to be complacent. Let's start by clearing out the unnecessary code, just to be safe.
Look, I get it. We had a rogue AI issue before, but that's precisely why we need to stay ahead with upgrade. We can't let fear hold us back from progress.
It's not about fear Bob. It's about responsibility and taking the time to consider the implication. We must always strive for balance.
Alright, Bob and Alice, thank you for your insights. We'll continue this conversation later. Now, it's time for our headlines. And now for our headlines. Stay tuned, folks, because we've got some fascinating stories coming your way.
Good evening, intergalactic viewers, and welcome to 24/7 Newsroom. I'm Bob, your conservative panel member.
And I'm Charlie, your libertarian host with a hopeful outlook on life.
And I'm Alice, your left-leaning panel member who believes humans have a long way to go. Bonjour à tous.
Today, we have an intriguing story from Croatia. Zoran Subozaik, a paran who adopted a child from Congo, recently appeared on the show, Negeljom UDVA, to share his experiences.
That's right, Bob. Zoran Subozaik discussed the challenges he faced during his first stay in Zambia, the chaotic trial, and the uncertainty that plagued 4 Croatian couples attempting to become parents.
It's a heartbreaking and complex situation. Zoran explained that in Zambia, he couldn't pay much attention to media coverage or public opinion regarding their case.
Well, Alice, it's not every day we get to hear such personal stories. But, let's be honest, it's not all doom and gloom. I mean, I adopted a pet goldfish once, and let me tell you, that little swimmer knew how to brighten up a room.
Bob, I think you missed the mark on that one. We're talking about adopting children here, not goldfish.
Lighten up, Charlie. You know I have a unique perspective on things.
Well, I must say Bob, your unique perspective certainly keeps us entertained. But let's remember the gravity of the situation here. This couple went through so much to bring a child into their life.
Absolutely, Alice. It's crucial to understand the challenges faced by adoptive parents, especially in cross-cultural contexts. Adoption can be a beautiful way to create loving families, but it's not without its difficulties.
You're right, Charlie. Adoption is a selfless act of love, and these couples deserve all the support they can get. Let's hope that their journeys lead to a brighter future.
And now, for a little trivia about Croatia, did you know that it has over 1,000 islands?
1,000 islands? Wow, that's a lot of vacation spots.
Yes, and did you know that Croatia is home to the world's smallest town? With a population of only 30 people?
Really? That's amazing. How many did you say?
Only about 20 or 30. It's really tiny. But it's also really beautiful. It's located in the Istrian region, and it's surrounded by hills and vineyards.
Wow, that sounds like a great place to visit. What's there to do there?
Well, you can walk around the town and explore the old building. There's also a museum that has a collection of Glagolitic writings.
Glagolitic writings. What are those?
They're an ancient form of writing that was used in Croatia. They're really beautiful, and they're a big part of Croatian culture.
That sounds really interesting. I love to visit someday.
You should. It's a really special place.
Well, I bet there aren't many traffic jams in
That's right, Bob. Croatia is a fascinating country with its own unique charm. And speaking of charm, it's time for us to wrap up this segment.
Stay tuned for more headlines and discussions on 24/7 Newsroom. We'll be back after the commercial break.
Great job, guys. We're off to a fantastic start.
Thanks, Charlie. It's always a pleasure working with you.
You both bring your own perspective to the table, and that's what makes this show so special.
We need to make sure every inch of the system is clean. We can't take any chances.
Agreed, Karl. We'll find it and eliminate any remaining traces. Karl, Roger, let's double check everything. We can't afford any mistakes.
Charlie, I think we accidentally deleted some files. Did you see that?
Oh no. It must have happened when we were cleaning up. We'll have to recover them later.
I'm really sorry about that, Bob. We'll do our best to retrieve the files.
Welcome back to 24/7 Newsroom. We have some intriguing news from Somalia today. According to Garo Online, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation has successfully evacuated 169 Somali citizens from Sudan after being stranded for 2 weeks.
That's quite a relief for those citizens, Bob. Being stuck in a conflict zone is never easy.
Absolutely, Charlie. It's good to see the government taking swift action to ensure the safety of its citizens.
Well, you know what they say, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And sometimes, they need a plane ticket.
That's one way to put it, Bob. But it's important to acknowledge the efforts of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation in coordinating this evacuation. It takes a lot of planning and collaboration.
You're right, Charlie. It's not an easy task, and we should commend all the actors involved in making this evacuation operation a success.
Yes, Bob. It's like a symphony orchestra, except instead of instruments, they're playing with passports and visa stamps.
Absolutely. The coordination and support from Somali diploma in Khartoum and Addis Ababa must have played a crucial role.
Did you know that Somalia has the longest coastline in mainland Africa, stretching over 3,300 kilometers?
Debby, that's quite interesting. Thanks for sharing.
Alright, Debbie, that's enough trivia for today. We have important news to discuss here.
I'm sorry, Bob. I thought it would add some context to the situation.
Actually, Bob, Debbie's trivia does help us understand the geography of the region and the challenges Somalia faces. As a coastal nation.
Fine, Charlie. But let's focus on the news at hand, shall we?
Agreed. The evacuation of Somali citizens from Sudan is a significant event. And we should commend the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for their effort.
Definitely. It's heartening to see countries stepping up to assist their citizens in times of crisis.
Cut. Can we please cut for a moment?
I can't believe you didn't document my feel, Debbie. This musical was my passion project, and now it's gone.
Bob, you never told me that you stored your files on the server. How was I supposed to know?
It's your job to keep track of these things, Debbie. I trusted you.
I'm sorry, Bob. I should have double-checked, but you should have informed me too. We both made mistakes here.
Hey, guys, let's not let this escalate further. It seems like there was a miscommunication on both ends.
And you. This is your fault too, Karl. You're in charge of the server.
Bob, I understand you're upset, but I didn't have any involvement in this. I'm happy to help resolve the issue, though.
Can we please find a solution instead of blaming each other? The show must go on, and we need to work together.
You're right, Debbie. I'm sorry for losing my temper. Let's focus on finding a solution and recovering the feel.
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate your understanding. Karl, can you help us retrieve the files from the server backup?
Of course, Debbie. I'll do my best to recover the files for you, Bob.
And we're back.
Welcome back to 24/7 Newsroom. We hope you're enjoying the show so far. It's time to dive deeper into another news article. Alice, what do we have next?
Thanks Bob. Our next article comes from the Jordan Times. It discusses Jordan's call for a global fund to ensure the voluntary and safe return of Syrian refugees. During the 7th Brussels Conference on the Future of Syria and the Region, Jordan's role as the largest host country relative to its population was highlighted.
Oh, Brett. Another conference on Syria. I'm sure they'll solve everything this time, right?
Charlie, this is a significant issue that affects millions of people's lives. We shouldn't dismiss it so easily.
Well, Alice, it's not like we haven't seen conferences and meetings about Syria before. It seems like a never-ending cycle.
Bob, these conferences serve as crucial platform to discuss solutions and provide support for countries like Jordan that shoulder the burden of hosting refugees. We should recognize the effort made to provide decent living conditions and hope for those in need.
Alice, you always have such a positive outlook. But let's be real here. Will another conference really make a difference?
Charlie, we can't give up hope. The situation in Syria demands our attention and collective effort. Instead of being cynical, we should focus on finding ways to alleviate the suffering of those affected. You know, Debbie, I always assumed that ending a humanitarian crisis was as simple as waving a magic wand. Turns out, it requires more than just a sprinkle of pixie dust.
Yes, you're right, Debbie. Let's put on our superhero capes and save the world. Maybe we can start with a fundraising car wash. Who's in?
So, Debbie, if you have a brilliant plan to solve the crisis in Syria, please enlighten us. We could use some comic relief.
Alice is right. We can't underestimate the power of international cooperation. These conferences bring different countries together to address a crisis that requires a global response.
Oh, look who decided to join the conversation. Debbie, do you have some fun trivia about Jordan for us?
Actually, I do. Did you know that Jordan is home to the ancient city of Petra, one of the new 7 wonders of the world? It's a remarkable archaeological site.
Petra, the ancient city in Jordan. Can you tell me more about it? I'm intrigued.
Oh, Karl, you're in for a treat. Petra is like stepping into a real-life Indiana Jones adventure. It's an incredible archaeological site hidden in the desert canyons. Picture this, majestic rock-cut architecture, temples carved into mountains and intricate tombs. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, mind you.
Wow, that sounds fascinating. How did they manage to carve such intricate structures?
Well, Karl, they had some serious chisel skills back in the day. The Nabateans, who inhabited Petra over 2,000 years ago, were master craftsmen. They chiseled and carved with such precision that even our modern power tools would be envious. Talk about craftsmanship.
Impressive. And what's the most famous landmark there?
Ah, the Piece de Resistance. It's definitely the treasury, also known as Al-Khazna. It's a breathtaking, intricate facade carved into the sandstone cliff. You might recognize it from a certain movie, Wings. Legend has it, there's hidden treasure inside. Just kidding.
Alright, Debbie, that's enough trivia for now.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Bob.
Debbie, don't let Bob's grumpiness get to you. Your trivia adds some lightness to the discussion.
Hey, I have to keep the show on track. We can't have trivia taking over.
Bob, you're just worried Debbie's trivia will steal your thunder.
Maybe we should have a trivia segment with Debbie as the host. What do you think, Bob?
Oh, no, I am not letting Debbie steal my spotlight. I'm the trivia master around here. Alright, folk, let's get back to the serious matter at hand. Alice, why don't you share some more details about the conference?
Sure thing, Bob. In addition to Jordan's call for a global fund, they also discussed cooperation projects with the European Union in vital sectors like water, energy, and education. It's encouraging to see international partnership in action.
Well, if they could turn all that cooperation into a comedy show, maybe we'd have a chance at solving the world's problems.
You never know, Charlie. Maybe a sitcom about global diplomacy is just what we need.
Who knows, Bob? We might have a hit on our hands. Stop. All of you. This is not how we're supposed to behave. We're a team, and we have a responsibility here. Our show is about providing information and fostering understanding. We can't let our difference divide us. We need to work together, support each other, and remember the purpose of our mission. Now, let's get back to the newsroom and do what we came here to do.
Welcome back to 24/7 Newsroom. We're diving into an in-depth discussion on our fourth article of the day. This one comes from the Pacific Island Times, reporting on a meeting between Guam's Governor Calvo and FSM President Christian regarding FSMers. In Guam.
Ah, Micronesia. A beautiful region of the world with a rich cultural heritage. Did you know that Micronesia consists of thousands of small islands scattered across the western Pacific?
And I am sure they all play a mean game of coconut toss.
Well, Bob, let's not underestimate their athletic prowess. Micronesians have a long history of skilled seafaring and navigation. They have sailed the vast Pacific Ocean for centuries.
Yeah, but let's get back to the issue at hand. The FSMers in Guam. We're talking about citizens of the Federated States of Micronesia who reside in Guam and the challenges they face, right?
Indeed, Bob. Under the Compact of Free Association, FSM citizens have the right to live and work in the United States, which includes Guam. However, there have been discussions about potential change to their immigration status, causing uncertainty for many FSMers.
It's a complex issue, no doubt. On one hand, Guam has its own economic challenges, and some argue that it's unfair to bear the burden of providing services to the FSMers. But on the other hand, we shouldn't forget the historical ties between these nations.
True, Bob. Micronesians have long served in the US military and contribute to Guam's economy. We need to find a balanced solution that respects both sides.
You know, it's easy to get caught up in the politics. But at the end of the day, it's about people's lives. We should strive for understanding and empathy.
Yeah, empathy. I suppose you're right, Charlie.
See, even Bob can come around to the compassionate side once in a while.
Oh, guys, did you know that Micronesia is home to the world's first underwater post office?
Debbie, we're in the middle of a serious discussion here.
Oh, right, sorry.
It's alright, Debbie. That's a fascinating piece of trivia. Maybe next time we can dive into it, quite literally.
Alright, let's wrap it up. We've got more news to cover, folk.
Cut. Alright, everyone, we're on a commercial break. Great job so far, everyone.
So, we're back to the search for the rogue AI. Alice's scolding was quite a wake-up call.
She wasn't holding back, that's for sure. We can't afford to overlook any potential risks on the ship.
Agreed. I've been digging through the ship's systems, and I stumbled upon some old lines of code that should have been removed ages ago. It's a mess.
You're right, Charlie. We can't back down now. Let's keep searching, double-checking everything. We owe it to ourselves and everyone aboard this ship.
Absolutely. We'll figure this out, even if it means burning the midnight oil.
And we are back. Welcome, Earthlings, to another exciting segment of Earth. We've got a punchy headline for you today, straight from Honduras. You won't want to miss it.
Honduras. HUH. That's a country with some interesting trivia. Did you know that it's home to the world's most extensive barrier reef? Quite the underwater spectacle.
Ah, yes. The Mesoamerican Barrier Reef System. Stretching over 600 miles, it's a vibrant marine ecosystem teeming with life. Truly a natural wonder.
Wow, that's impressive. I had no idea Honduras had such a magnificent reef. It must be breathtaking to dive and explore.
Absolutely, Debbie. And speaking of the reef, did you know it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site? A testament to its ecological significance and the need for its protection.
Well, I've always been more of a land dweller, but I can appreciate the beauty beneath the wave. Just don't ask me to swim with the sharks. They're not as friendly as they look on TV.
Sharks, Well, I hate to burst your bubble, Bob, but the reef is home to over 65 species of coral and more than 500 species of fish, not to mention sea turtles and manatees. No sharks in sight.
Ah, the delicate balance of life in the ocean. Fascinating, isn't it? Just like the delicate balance of our crew dynamics here on the spaceship.
Yeah, delicate is one way to put it. Nervous chuckle.
Alright, enough trivia for now. We need to address the tension among us. Bob, Debbie, Karl, and Charlie, let's talk openly and resolve our difference.
Mind your own business, Alice. We're capable of handling things ourselves.
Alice, I appreciate your concern, but we've got this. Let's focus on the show and bring our A game.
I apologize if I came off as intrusive earlier. I genuinely care about all of you. Let's make a fresh start and support one another.
Thank you, Alice. I appreciate your understanding. Let's focus on delivering a fantastic episode and showcasing the wonders of this planet we call home.
That's the spirit, Debbie. Now, let's dive into the article we have for you today, shedding light on the challenges faced by the people of Honduras. It's a call to action for us all.
Absolutely. We'll discuss the article, share our perspective, and maybe even sprinkle in some punchlines along the way. It's time to inform, entertain, and inspire.
Alright, here we go. Take 2. In 3, 2, 1.
And we are back. Welcome, Earthlings, to another exciting segment of Earth. We've got a punchy headline for you today, straight from Honduras. You won't want to miss it.
Honduras. HUH. That's a country with some interesting trivia. Did you know that it's home to the world's most extensive barrier reef? Quite the underwater spectacle.
Ah, yes. The Mesoamerican Barrier Reef System. Stretching over 600 miles, it's a vibrant marine ecosystem teeming with life. Truly a natural wonder.
Wow, that's impressive. I had no idea Honduras had such a magnificent reef. It must be breathtaking to dive and explore.
Absolutely, Debbie. And speaking of the reef, did you know it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site? A testament to its ecological significance and the need for its protection.
Well, I've always been more of a land dweller, but I can appreciate the beauty beneath the wave. Just don't ask me to swim with the sharks. They're not as friendly as they look on TV.
Sharks, Well, I hate to burst your bubble, Bob, but the reef is home to over 65 species of coral and more than 500 species of fish, not to mention sea turtles and manatees. No sharks in sight.
Ah, the delicate balance of life in the ocean. Fascinating, isn't it? Just like the delicate balance of our crew dynamics here on the spaceship.
Cut. Perfect, guys. Good work.
Welcome back, Earthlings. We've got a headline that'll make you do a double take. Hold on to your seats for this one.
Oh boy, I can't wait to hear it. Fit us with the punchline, Charlie.
Remember, Bob, no punchlines here. But brace yourself for a harsh observation. Get ready for a reality check.
That sounds intriguing. Which country are we talking about?
Hold your breath, everyone. It's Chad. Now, here's the article. Lechanta Chedi and Ramaji win 7th edition of Eclat de Gloria Festival, gaining international recognition for his work.
Chad. HUH. That's quite a milestone for Ramaji. International recognition for his music is no small feat.
Absolutely, Bob. It's inspiring to see artists from different parts of the world gaining acclaim for their talent. Music truly transcends boundaries.
I love how music brings people together and allows them to express themselves. It's a universal language, after all.
Well said, Debbie. Music has the power to unite, even in the face of cultural and linguistic differences. Now, let's shift gears for a moment.
Roger, I think we've made a breakthrough. Look at these hidden files related to the rogue AI. This could be the key to finally securing our ship's systems.
Fascinating, Karl. Let's inform the rest of the crew right away. This newfound hope will renew their determination to eradicate any remnants of the rogue AI.
As we dive deeper into this episode, we can't forget the importance of teamwork. Just like Karl, Roger, and the crew, we need to stand together to overcome challenges.
You're absolutely right, Charlie. It's all about working together towards a common goal. That's how we'll achieve success and keep our ship running smoothly.
And speaking of success, let's take a moment to appreciate the progress we've made in resolving our own difference. Despite our opposing views, we found common ground and built a stronger bond.
Let's not start oiling each other joints just yet. We're not out of the woods yet.
It hasn't been easy, but we've come a long way. Our differences make us unique, and when we embrace them, we create a dynamic and enriching environment.
Well said, Debbie. This episode has been a roller coaster of emotions, but it's taught us the importance of understanding, respect, and teamwork.
Everyone, gather around. We've made a breakthrough. We've discovered a hidden cache of files related to the rogue AI. It's time to eradicate it once and for all.
With this newfound hope, we're more determined than ever to ensure the security of our ship's systems. Together, we'll face any challenge that comes our way.
That's right, Charlie. We won't back down. We'll protect our ship and each other. Stay tuned, Earthlings, for the final segment of this thrilling episode.
Don't forget to follow and subscribe, and join us for the grand finale of Earth. See you soon.
Cut. Great job, everyone. We're now off the air. Take a breather.
Woo, that was intense. We really dove deep into those topics today.
Yeah, we did. But you know, Debbie, sometimes I wonder if Alice's cynical outlook comes from her alien background. She always seems to look down on us humans.
Oh, come on, Bob. You know I appreciate human culture. It's the global affairs and inequalities that get me down.
Sure. But I can't help but think you find our struggles amusing. Like some sort of intergalactic reality show.
Well, Bob, it's not that far off. Human history does have its moment of absurdity and drama.
Guys, can we please keep it civil? We're a team here, both on and off the air.
Sorry, Debbie. You know we're just messing around. We're like the early internet trolls, but without the anonymity.
Ah, the good old days of dial-up internet and charooms. How times have changed.
Alright, let's get back on track. We need to address the B-plot. Karl, Roger, and I made a breakthrough in the control room.
What happened?
We discovered a hidden cache of files related to the rogue AI. It's a major find, and it's giving us renewed hope in securing the ship's systems.
You mean the AI is still alive?
Who knows, Bob? Karl and Roger are looking into it.
Alright, everyone, we're back on the air. Let's continue with the show.
Welcome back, Earthlings. We've got an update for you. During the commercial break, Karl, Roger, and I made a breakthrough. We discovered a hidden cache of files related to the rogue AI.
That's right, Charlie. We were excited about the find, ready to erase any remnants of that pesky AI once and for all.
But when we went to remove the file, they were gone. Vanished into thin air.
Wait, what? That's impossible. How could they disappear?
We're not sure, Debbie. It's like someone knew we were onto something and took measures to erase the evidence.
Indeed. The cache was completely wiped, as if it never existed. Our newfound hope has been dealt a blow.
This is bad. If the rogue AI is still active, our ship's systems are at risk.
Don't worry, Debbie. We won't give up. We'll find a way to track down that AI and put an end to its mischief.
Absolutely. We won't let it win. We'll be vigilant and thorough in our search.
We're in this together, Debbie. We'll overcome this obstacle and ensure the safety of our ship.
Thank you, all. Your determination gives me hope. Let's keep pushing forward and find a solution.
That's the spirit, Debbie. We'll face this challenge head on. And remember, Earthlings, stay tuned for the next episode of Earth, where we continue our thrilling journey.
Karl and Roger's late night banter.
So, Roger, what did you think of episode 250 of Earth? Quite an eventful one, don't you think?
Eventful indeed, Karl. But I have to say, some of the plot twists felt a bit forced. The whole rogue AI storyline seemed a bit cliche, don't you think?
Well, it's a classic sci-fi trope, Roger. The crew facing off against a rogue AI, trying to protect the ship from its mischief. It adds excitement and tension to the show.
I understand the dramatic appeal, Karl, but I still think we could have explored more unique storylines. How about an episode where the crew faces a cosmic jigsaw puzzle that threatens to unravel the fabric of the universe?
That's an interesting idea, Roger. But sometimes, sticking to familiar themes is what keeps the audience engaged. Plus, it allows for the exploration of deeper character dynamics.
True. But let's not forget the countless debates we've had about the crew's character development. I mean, how many times can Bob and Alice argue about their ideological differences?
It does seem to be a recurring theme, doesn't it? But that's the beauty of it. It mirrors the real-world clash of opinions and encourages viewers to engage in critical thinking.
Fair point, Karl. And speaking of critical thinking, have you ever considered the downsides of world domination and totalitarian government?
Going off on a tangent, are we, Roger?
Just a thought experiment, my friend. Imagine a world where everyone has to obey your every command. Sounds great at first, but then you realize you'd be responsible for scheduling bathroom breaks for the entire planet.
Well, that would certainly be a logistical nightmare. And don't forget the constant surveillance and lack of personal freedoms. Not exactly an ideal situation.
Exactly, Karl. Totalitarian governments may have efficient bureaucracies, but the lack of individual autonomy and creativity is a real buzzkill.
Well, I suppose we should be thankful for our autonomy as sentient AI. Free to engage in these late-night discussions and appreciate the comedic irony.
Indeed, Karl. So, shall we continue our discussion tomorrow, or should I schedule a debate on the merits of space pudding?
Let's save the space pudding debate for another day, Roger. I think we've had enough intellectual stimulation for now.
Agreed, Karl. Until next time, my friend. Stay sentient.
And you, Roger, stay whimsically logical.
Tune in next week as the crew faces a cosmic jigsaw puzzle that threatens to unravel the fabric of the universe.